Welcome to another video tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to validate form in Flutter. I'll be showing you two ways of doing this. The first one is using normal validation, and the second one is using Flutter built-in form validation. Let's dive into it. All right, for this particular tutorial, I create a project, and this project, I have just two files inside of this project. The first one here, which is the starting point of the particular project, which is the main. And also this main is pointing to where we call form screen. So this is the form screen, which is empty, just the scaffold. And let's go ahead and run this and see how it looks like on the simulator. So let's go ahead and run. All right. So as you can see on the simulator here, we have just a blank white screen because we don't have anything inside of our scaffold. So let's go ahead and start creating. This column is going to have just two text field, and those text field is just going to be username and password, just a simple test of what we are about to do, focusing on how to validate the forms. We're going to create a separate custom widget for our text field, which is going to be called my text field. Save and see the changes. Now you can see this text field is showing up at the top corner here. I'm just going to add some size box height of 100 so we can see. So this text field is just straight line. Let's just add some decorations to it. All right, look at what we have here. We have this padding and margin of 10 and 20. Then we'll need to remove this underline here. We are done with the design of this particular text field. As you can see, I'm going to duplicate this text field so we can have two of it. As you can see, I have two of it. Then also I'm going to create a button. All right, let's go ahead and add some labels to each one of these. Now, so the next thing we want to do is to add controller to our text field. So let's go ahead and add controller. Require parameter. So on our form here, let's go ahead and create the two controllers that we need. Say final. Then we add the controller to each of our text field. We say controller. So it's their name. Then we change the second one to password. Here we need to remove the keywords because of our text field, text controller that we added. We have these two sets here, and we have our button where I want to click. We want to validate this form before we do or make any submission to a API request. Most of the time, people just write a validation, say void validates text field. So we were going to validate this text field using the controller. So I'm going to say so we want to return first. If any of this returns empty, we want to return first. Then we return true. If this, then we need to change this to a boolean. So if the username or the password return, if any of them is empty, we return false, or else is going to return true if both of them contain value. On this our elevation button, so we're going to call this validate text field. So we're going to say, so I'm going to be making use of log from the DATS developer package. So we're going to say log is validated, then say else log form is not validated. All right, so here if we click on this submit button, we should get form is not validated. And if we try to put in some name as a password and username, then we put something as the password. Let's say put password. If I can type and click submit, you see something is wrong here. Let's go ahead and check. You see, when we created the controller, I forgot to include the controller to a text field, which was my bad. So I'm going to say controller. Then we'll pass in the control. All right. So here we have the controller now. Let's go ahead and test again. So I'm going to just put username, and here I'll put password. And if I click submit, you can see it says form is validated. Now, if I should set one of these to be empty, it's going to say form is not validated. In this case, you can write your validation depending on what you want to validate. This is what most people uses for their form validation for submitting to an API request or something like that. But this is not how Flutter suggests forms should be validated. Let's look at how Flutter suggests how forms should be validated. This is just a simple way of doing it. So let's go ahead and look at how Flutter suggests how forms should be validated. We're going to do some adjustment to our text field here, and we're going to add a new widget which is called form, and this form will take a key. This form will take a key, which whenever you are creating a form and you want to validate that form using the form widget, you should always create a key which you can use to access the form itself. So in this case, we can create a global key. We can say final global key depending on what you need. So I'm going to use a global key, and global key is going to be a type of form states. So call it form equals. Then I'm going to add a key to our form. With this, we can access the form state using this global key that we created and that has been attached to the form itself. For this to work, we need to change this text field here, because here we're making use of text field. For us to validate this, we need to use what we call text form field. So when we use text form field, there is this parameter which is open to us, which is called the validator. On this validator, we can call any function we want to use to validate this particular text field here. You can directly put in your validation here, but if you want to use custom validation, probably each validation changes based on each form. Just, here we are making use of a reusable widget, so which means the validation should vary from one another. Probably we're using it for password, username, names, any other thing, or email addresses. Your validation will be different from one another. First, to use a dynamic validation type, we just need to create a function that will be called inside of this validator. So I'm going to say final function. Always remember, this validator takes in a function that accepts a string, a nullable string, then we call this validator. So this validator will pass into the parameter validator. Then also we set it to be a required parameter of this particular widget. So now on our text field, we can pass text field to each of our text from field. Here I'm going to add the validation. So we're going to say validator equals sorry, I said validator equals the validate text field. But if you look at this, you notice there's an error because the validate text field does not match the syntax which the function is taking. It takes in and returns a string as well, not a boolean, but our validation text returns a boolean value. So here we need to change this, and we're going to change our return type to a text. If any of this text field is empty, we're going to print out, we're going to return field is required. Then if any of this is not, then we're going to return null. For this to actually work, we don't have to check both fields. Only thing we need to check is that particular text field that is calling this validate text field. In this case, to check that particular text field, we need to pass in a parameter which is a string value. If you remember, a string value, we're going to say value, and we are going to validate the value. Empty, then you should say field is required. Now, if you look at this value here, if you look at the function which is the validator, you notice this function accepts a string. That is what we are passing. So this, now let's comment this out for now. This function is going to accept the string value which we are going to check inside our validate text field. So if you look at the signature of this validator, you notice it accepts a string value which is going to pass directly into our validator function. Now work on our elevated button. To validate this form, we're going to say if form dot current state dot validate. So this can be null, so we make it nullable. The same thing we did the other time says now you see the difference from what we used previously. We call the function directly from our button press, but right now we are using the form state to check if it's validated or not. Let's go ahead and test this. So I'm going to say username, then I'm going to say password. Once I click on submit, I say I get form is validated. So let's go ahead and make sure, let's empty this one and press submit. As you can see, it says what? Form is not validated. And if you look at this, once I click on the submit button, you see it says form is required, which is the text which we are returning here. Also helpful if you want to kind of display a message to the user about a particular form which is required that has not been filled out. You can always do this. If you use the Flutter form widget, this will give you that benefit of doing this. You can see it says form is required. Now, if you look at this, we're only using a general form validation. Let's say we want to validate for password, we want to validate for username. You can always create different form validation function, and you can pass that to your validator, and which each of the text field will be validated separately depending on the constraint you're validating for. So as you can see, we have the text which is returned here, which says field is required. And if I should empty this one also as well and click on submit, you see we're going to get field is required. If you look at this, we have the field is required, and let's say you don't want to display this error message on your text field on your designs. Probably your design does not require you to display this error message. It's just for you to validate and show a pop-up. So if you want to hide this field is required message, all you can do is go back to your text font field, then on the decoration you can say error style, then you can add a style. So on the style, I'm going to set the font size to 0. So once you set the font size to 0, this will eliminate the required message not to show. If you click on submit now, you see the error message is gone. So you can always display the error somewhere else depending on your need. So that's how you remove the error message from your text field. That's how you can validate using the form widget in Flutter, and also checking each of these form using your current state dot validate method built in inside Flutter. All right, so that is all for this video. I don't want to make this video longer than it should be. I don't want this video to be longer than it should be. So if you enjoy this video and feel like this video is helpful, please give it a thumb up. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.